10 km and 704 bolts out of the gate, showing some serious speed right off the line. The Vin XD is tailing close behind, looking for an opening to make a move, while Greninja is holding strong in third, keeping the pressure on. It's a tight pack early on, no room for error here. Gary No Name is now in P3, after successfully overtaking Greninja. Just Yazik, from Team S1 has advanced to 5, getting past Ationa 1792. The marker has also made progress, moving up to 7 by overtaking the man. The race is tightening as positions shift among the drivers. Just Yazik is now positioned in far after successfully overtaking Greninja. In the mid-pack, Kokibangani, Diaganaska 86, and Emnikrabi are engaged in a tight battle for P9, showcasing some aggressive driving. Meanwhile, Amundsen remains in P11, piloting a Porsche 968 Turbo Aris, while Kazuchuk and Maya, in their Toyota Silicas, are closely contesting that position. The dynamics in this section of the race are heating up with all three duels intensifying. Famaka has successfully moved into 6th after overtaking Ation 1792. Paulo Costanin has gained a position, now in 15 after getting past Silver Gaming. Meanwhile, Hilgo 3 has made an impressive move to 17, overtaking Isuan 12 from Team No Name Racing. ISI 12 and 212 has advanced to P18 after a successful overtake on New Texum. Meanwhile, there's a close battle for P20 between Lacroixon 1980 in the Deva Tuscan and Itru Verne in the Mitsubishi Starion. Both drivers are pushing hard. Additionally, Obelix Armax has gained a position, now sitting at P22 after overtaking Cydric. Greninja from Team Also No Name Racing is closely pursuing Famaka in a tense battle for 5, with Greninja piloting the Porsche 968 Turbo Rs and Famaka in Ford Mustang. Bibianity and Diaganaska 86 are currently fighting for P10, both driving Nissan Skyline GTR R32s, while Amundsen, in the Porsche 968 Turbo Rs, tries to close in. In addition, Ision 12 has successfully moved up to 17 after overtaking Silver P Gaming. The dynamics in these segments are tightening as the drivers push for position. Neotexum and Silver Bee Gaming are engaged in a tight battle for P-team, with Neotexum in the Porsche 911 Carrera RSSR 3.8 over a slight edge over Silver Bee Gaming in the Ford Sierra RS 500. Meanwhile, Obelix Amex has successfully overtaken Cedric to move up to P21. Cedric, however, retaliates by passing La Poisson 1980, advancing to P22 to Y. The positions are shifting as the race continues. Suzanne Greenberg and Amy have now advanced to position 34, successfully overtaking both Baker Gironi and Nukem Bochum. The maneuver appeared seamless as they navigated through a tight section of the track, showcasing solid teamwork and strategy. The race dynamics are shifting as they gain momentum. Famaka has successfully moved into 6th after overtaking 81-17-92. In the midfield, Shorty A is engaging in a close battle with Feds and Ujon 7 for P13. Shorty T is piloting a Nissan Skyline GTR 32, while Feds and Ujon 7 are both in Toyota Celica's. Additionally, Duff Dad has advanced to P23, overtaking Lacroix 1 1980. The racing dynamics are intensifying as positions continue to shuffle. Grenier has successfully moved into 5 after overtaking Famaka. The man has advanced to Pate, getting past Amundsen. Meanwhile, there's a tight battle developing for P22 between Cedric from Team Life for Speed in a Ford Sierra RS 500 and La Poisson 1980 in a Toyota Tuscan. Each driver is pushing hard as they fight for position. Famaka is now in power after successfully overtaking Dustjazig from Team S1 Start. Kokibinity and Diego Nascar 86 have both improved their positions as well, moving up to P9 by getting past Amundsen. Meanwhile, Duff Dad has climbed to P23 after overtaking Komodo 3. The race is tightening up as drivers jockey for position. Aetion 1792 has successfully made an overtaking maneuver on Greninjip, moving up to 6th. The positioning is crucial as the race dynamics shift, and Aetion 1792 appears to be gaining momentum. Meanwhile, Greninjip is now in 7 and will need to strategize to regain lost ground. Apparently, the man has successfully moved into Pate, executing a clean overtake on Amundsen. The battle between them is intense, with the man in his Nissan Skyline GTR R32 and Amundsen in the Porsche 968 Turbo Rs closely contesting that position. Meanwhile, Hugo 3 and Isione 1212 are engaged in a fight for 16, maintaining close proximity as they navigate the track. The dynamics are shifting as these drivers push their limits. Electric Murray in the BMW M29TA in the Porsche 968 Turbo Rs are locked in a tight battle for P30, with both cars neck and neck as they navigate the track. Meanwhile, Beke Gironi and Mukembakim are successfully closing the gap to Suzanne Greenberg and Amy by 2 seconds. The race dynamics show increasing tension as positions are contested and strategies unfold. Green Yab in the Porsche 968 Turbo Rs is actively battling with the man in the Nissan Skyline GTR R32 for 7. Both drivers are closely matched, making strategic maneuvers as they approach the corners. Meanwhile, Koki Beninati and Diego Nascar 86 have successfully overtaken Amundsen from Team Nafgum Kings, climbing to P9. Now, Koki Beninati and Diego Nascar 86, both in Nissan Skyline GTR R32s, are engaged in a fierce battle for position against Amundsen, who is trying to reclaim his spot in the Porsche 968 Turbo RS. The race dynamics are heating up as these three cars jostle for position, showcasing their speed and precision on the track. La Croissant 1980 has encountered issues, dropping back 6 positions to P34. Meanwhile, Duff Dad has successfully overtaken Wazirius Guy, moving up to P23. Okayoki 3 is also making progress, overtaking N29 Kie and advancing to P28. Greeninchep has closed the gap on the man as they approach the final sector, maintaining a tight distance in their respective cars. Porsche 968 Turbo Rs versus Nissan Skyline GTR R32. Amundsen is also right on the tail of Koki Beninati and Daganaskar 86, both in Nissan Skyline GTR R32s, as they fight for position in P9. Meanwhile, a three-way battle is unfolding for P11 between another Nissan Skyline GT RA32, and Kazushuk and Maya, both driving Toyota Celicas. The dynamics in this section are heating up as each driver looks for an opportunity to gain a position. Eka Gironi and Nukembokem are rapidly closing in on La Croissant 1980, reducing the gap by 9 seconds. In the meantime, Duff Dad and Wazirius Guy are locked in a fierce battle for 23rd position, with Duff Dad piloting a Ford Sierra RS500 and Wazirius Guy behind the wheel of a Ford Mustang. The competition remains tight as they jockey for position. Gary No Name is currently in a tight battle for P3 against Famaka. Gary's behind the wheel of a Nissan Skyline GTR R32, while Famaka drives a Ford Mustang. The two cars are closely matched, with Gary trying to find an opening as they navigate the corners. In the midfield, Amthakrabi is engaged in a three-way fight for P11 with Kazushuk and Maya. Amthakrabi is also piloting a Nissan Skyline GTR R32, while both Kazushuk and Maya are in their Toyota Celicas, creating an exciting dynamic as they jockey for position. Further back in the pack, Komodo 3 has made progress, moving up to P26 after successfully overtaking Sabina 27. The race continues to unfold with various battles across the field. The Vinix D has successfully moved into P2, completing an overtake on Gary No Name. In the mid-pack, 7 at 27 in the Ford Sierra RS500 is locked in a tight battle with Komodo 3, who is driving the Mercedes-Benz 190 Evo 2, both vying for P26. Up front, La Croissant 1980 is gaining ground on Suzanne Greenberg, cutting the gap by 3.7 seconds as they push forward in the race. Juice Jazik successfully overtook Famaka and has now secured power. Meanwhile, Sidrek and Duff Dad are engaged in a tight battle for P22, with both cars closely matched. In the front, La Croissant 1980 is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Suzanne Greenberg and Amy by 2.5 seconds, indicating a potential challenge for those positions ahead. Winzerius Guy has successfully moved up to P24 after overtaking Sabina 27 on the straight. Meanwhile, Okayoki 3 from Team Racing Potatoes has gained a position, now holding P27 after getting past N29 K at the wall. The battle for P28 is heating up between N29 Kia, piloting a Porsche 968 Turbo R, and Komodo 3 in a Mercedes-Benz 190 Evo Tsukan. Komodo 3 has advanced to B28 after successfully overtaking N2090 Pole. Meanwhile, there is a close battle for P32 between Captain Potato in a Mercedes-Benz 190 Evo Zoo and Le Croissant 1980, driving a Foro Tuscan. Both cars are closely matched, and the dynamics of this duel are intensifying as they navigate the track. Currently, Okayoki 3 has advanced to position 25 after successfully overtaking Sabine 27. The maneuver appeared clean, with Okayoki 3 utilizing a strategic line through the turn. The battle for positions continues to heat up as the drivers push their limits. Famaka has successfully moved up to P3, executing a clean overtake on Gary No Name. The maneuver was smooth, showcasing excellent handling through the turn. In P2 we have Racerx holding steady, while the leader remains unchanged. The positions are tightening as we approach the next lap. Okayoki 3 in the Porsche 968 Turbo Rs is currently applying pressure to Sabine 27, who is in the Ford Sierra RS 500, as they fight for position 25. Okayoki 3 is gaining ground on the straight but struggles to find a way past in the corners. Sabine 27 is defending expertly, taking optimal lines to maintain the position. The gap is narrowing as they approach the next turn, and it looks like an overtake could be imminent if Okayoki 3 can execute perfectly. N29 Kia in the Porsche 968 Turbo RS has been closely trailing Electric Murray in the BMW M3. As they approach the tight corner, N29 Kia makes a bold move on the inside, taking advantage of some extra speed. They are side by side coming out of the corner, and N29 Kia manages to pull ahead just slightly. Electropary isn't giving up though. She's using the slipstream effect to her advantage, closing the gap as they head down the straight. Both drivers are showing excellent control and precision. N29 Kia holds onto the lead for now, but Electropary is right on his tail, looking for an opportunity to reclaim that position. As they enter the next turn, it's still anyone's race for P29. N29 Kia has successfully moved up to P28, after overtaking Komodo 3. In the meantime, Suzanne Greenberg and Amy have gained ground as well, advancing to P33 by overtaking Lacroix 1980. A tight battle is now underway for that position, with Suzanne Greenberg and Amy in a Maserati Ghibli, and Lacroix 1980 in a Ford Tuscan, both vying for supremacy in P33. The competition is heating up between these two drivers. The race continues with Team Quark Express making a notable move now in Seven after successfully overtaking Groningen. Bang! Feds and EU's John 7 have also improved their positions, moving up to P12 with key overtakes on Kazushuk and Maya. Meanwhile, Sabina 27 has climbed to P25, having overtaken Okayoki 3.9. The dynamics are shifting as drivers jockey for better placements on the track. AK Gironi and Nukem Bochum are gaining on Lacroix 1980, with a reduced gap of 29.6 seconds. The Maka has successfully overtaken Gary No Name, securing the P3 position. Groningen has made a move as well, advancing to Seven after overtaking the man. The race is becoming increasingly competitive as positions shift. Hey there, Naibi. Welcome back to the racetrack. Buckle up and get ready for some high-speed fun. Automobile dashing away. Kazushuk and Maya have successfully moved up to P13 after overtaking Shorty Date Die. In the battle for P32, Captain Potato in a Mercedes-Benz 190 Evo II is closely contesting with Suzanne Greenberg and Amy, who are driving a Maserati Ghibli. The dynamic between these cars is intense as they jostle for position. Famaka has successfully moved into P3 after overtaking Gary No Name. Meanwhile, Okayoki 3 has gained a position, now sitting at P25 after passing Sabini 27. The race dynamics are shifting as these overtakes occur. Gary No Name in the Nissan Skyline. GTR R32 is currently locked in a tight battle with Jules Jazik from Team S1, who is behind the wheel of a Ford Sierra RS500, both vying for power. The gap between them is minimal as they navigate through the corners. Meanwhile, Sabine 27 has successfully moved up to P25 after overtaking Okayoki 3 Doiteri. Sabine 27 is also driving a Ford Sierra RS500, while Okayoki 3 is in a Porsche 968 Turbo RSK. They are now engaged in a close contest for that position, indicating a fierce rivalry on the track. Currently, Gary No Name has successfully advanced to 5 by overtaking AT11792. Koki Benenati and Diaganasker 86 have both made gains, moving up to P9 after passing Amundsen. Meanwhile, Yantha Krabi is closing in on Amundsen, reducing the gap to 2.9 seconds. The race is seeing some strategic moves and shifts in positions as it progresses. Currently, Okayoki 3 has gained ground and moved up to P25, successfully overtaking 7 at 27. The maneuver appeared clean, showcasing good acceleration on the straight. Meanwhile, in the top positions, no major changes have occurred as the leaders maintain their pace. Tracking back to the mid-pack, look for potential battles as the cars jockey for position. Just Jazik has successfully reduced the gap to Vin XD by 2.4 seconds, indicating a strong push for position. Meanwhile, Amundsen from Team Navgum Kings has gained momentum, moving up to P9 after overtaking Granijit. The race dynamics are shifting as we witness these strategic moves. Shorterette has successfully moved up to P13, executing a clean overtake on Polokostanin. Meanwhile, Sabine 27 has gained ground as well, advancing to P25, after passing Okayoki 3. The race continues to see some positions changing as drivers push for better placements. Ation Naselas in 1792 from Team Blue Star has successfully moved up to 6th, making an impressive overtake on the man from Team Quark Express. The battle between Ation 1792's Ford Sierra RS500 and the man's Nissan Skyline GTR R32 is heating up, with both cars showing strong performance. In addition, Yantha Krabi is Sergeant Penn, executing a double overtake on Feds and Ujon 7, demonstrating strategic driving and timing. The positions are shifting quickly as the race continues. Greninja has made significant progress, overtaking 4 cars to secure the 5th position. Right behind, Yanthacrabi is also on the move, climbing to 6th place with a similar strategy, overtaking 4 cars as well. Not far behind them, Theds and EU Johnseven have both advanced, each overtaking 4 cars, now positioned at 7th. The competition is intensifying, as these drivers push their limits to gain ground. Amundsen has successfully ascended to P8, after executing a clean overtake on both Kadishok and Maya. Meanwhile, Polo Kostanin has clinched Pen by overtaking Shorty A. But they are now engaged in a fierce battle for that position. Polo Kostanin is piloting a Porsche 911 Carrera RSR 3.8, while Shorty V remains hot on their heels in a Nissan Skyline GTR R32. The competition is tight as they jockey for position. Neotexum has made an impressive move, overtaking 7 cars and now sits in P8. Just Jazzy is showing strong pace, reducing the gap to Famaka from Team Nafgum Kings by 17.7 seconds. Meanwhile, Gary No Name is also on the rise, having overtaken 5 cars to secure P11. Kadishok and Maya have successfully moved up to P2, executing a clean overtake on Greninja, who is now in P3 with his Porsche 968 Turbo RSE. The battle between Kadishok and Maya in the Toyota Celica and Greninja is intensifying as they jostle for position. Meanwhile, Phoenix D has advanced to power after overtaking Amundsen, showcasing strong performance as the race continues to unfold. Kadishok in the Toyota Celica and Maya are locked in a close battle for P3, with the Vin XD in the Nissan Skyline GTR R32 right on their tail. Tenkamen 704 has successfully moved up to 6 after overtaking Polo Kostanin. Meanwhile, Famaka has gained ground as well, now sitting in P8 after overtaking Just Jazik. The race dynamics are shifting quickly as positions change among the drivers. Cydrek is making significant progress, closing the gap to Atrivan by 18.9 seconds, and looking to challenge for that position. Meanwhile, Wanzerius Guy is struggling, and has dropped 6 positions to 30th place. In the battle for 4th position, the Vin XD in a Nissan Skyline GTR R32 is locked in a fierce contest with Tenkamen 704, who is piloting a Ford Sierra RS 500. The race dynamics are shifting as these positions continue to evolve. Currently, Feds has dropped back to P13 after losing 11 positions, while EU's John 7 is also struggling and finds themselves in the same spot. Kasishuk and Maya have both slipped back to 14 after a significant drop of 11 positions as well. Additionally, Polo Kostanin has fallen back to 16, losing 9 positions. The track dynamics are shifting as these drivers face challenges maintaining their pace. Greningeb in the Porsche 968 Turbo RS is currently battling for the lead with the VinXD in the Nissan Skyline GT-R 32. They are neck and neck as they approach the first turn. In the mid-pack, Iamth the Krabby is closely contesting with Shorty E for P11, both drivers maintaining a tight formation. Hugged 3 has made a notable move up to 17, successfully overtaking New Texum. The race dynamics are shifting as these positions adjust. Aminon and Tenka Main 704 are engaged in a tight battle for third place. Aminson, in the Porsche 968 Turbo RS, is currently defending against Tenkamin in 704, who is putting pressure in the Ford Sierra RS 500. The gap between them remains minimal as they navigate the track's twists and turns. Meanwhile, Aetion 1792 is closing in quickly, reducing the distance by 2.4 seconds. The dynamic is heating up as we approach the final laps of the race. VinXD has taken the lead, now in pole after successfully overtaking Amundsen. Amundsen is currently in P2, having just passed Tenkamin 7-4 for that position. Tenka Maining 7-4 sits in P3, after making a move on Greninjib from Team, also No Name Racing, who is now in Fawa. The positions are shifting quickly as the race progresses. Suzanne Greenberg is gaining on simple markers and Sirarimbot, reducing the gap by 29.1 seconds. Tenkamin in 704 has successfully moved into P2 after overtaking Amundsen from Team Nafgum Kings. Kasishok and Maya have advanced to 13, recently passing Polo Kostanin. The positions are shifting as drivers make their strategic moves. Tenka Maining 7-4 is now in P2 after successfully overtaking Famaka Dikdek the Ta. Famaka in turn has moved up to P3 by overtaking Amundsen de Twos. The positioning is shifting rapidly as the race progresses. Gary No Name has just overtaken the man, moving up to 5. The man has responded by passing Etienne 1792, securing 6 for himself. Meanwhile, Etienne 1792 has made a strong move, overtaking both Koki Beninity and Diogo Nascar 86, now sitting in 7th. The dynamics are shifting quickly as these drivers jockey for position. Amphikrabi in the Nissan Skyline JTR R32 is currently battling ISI 1212 in the Ford Mustang for the 10th position. The gap between them is tight, with frequent changes in pace as they navigate the track. Meanwhile, Neo Texum has successfully overtaken Hugger 3, advancing to 15th place. In addition, Granger has moved up to 17th position after overtaking Polo Costamine. The competition remains intense as drivers jockey for position on the track. Welcome back, Pantanker. Automobile dashing away, buckle up, cause we're about to watch some AI racing madness. Let's go. Party popper. Etienne 1792 has reduced the gap to Gary No Name by 2.3 seconds, showing strong pace as they chase for position. ISI 1212 has made a successful move to claim 10, overtaking Amphikrabi. Meanwhile, Sabina 27 has advanced to P27 after passing Komodo 3, adding to the competitive dynamic in the lower positions. Tenkamin 74 has taken the lead, moving up to Pone after successfully overtaking Vin XD. Vin XD has now slipped back to P22. The gap between them is approximately half a second, indicating the potential opportunity for Vin XD to reclaim the position. Meanwhile, the rest of the pack is battling closely behind, with only a few tenths separating P3 and P4. The dynamics are shifting as drivers adjust their strategies in response to this change in leadership. Famaka has successfully moved into P2 after a clean overtake on Tankamin in 704. The battle for P9 is heating up between Shorty T in the Nissan Skyline, JTR 32 and ISI 1212. In the Ford Mustang, with both drivers exchanging positions aggressively. The gap is minimal as they enter a tight corner, indicating that neither is willing to back down. The Vin XD has taken the lead, moving up to Pone after a successful overtake on Famaka. The battle between the Vin XD's Nissan Skyline, JTR R32, and Famaka's Ford Mustang continues to heat up as they jockey for position. Just Jazik has also made progress, now in P3 after overtaking Tankamin in 704. The race dynamics are shifting, with the top positions tightly contested. The Vin XD and Famaka are locked in a tight battle for pole, with the Nissan Skyline GTR R32 and Ford Mustang pushing their limits. Tenkamen in 704 has successfully moved up to P3 after overtaking Just Jazik, who is now trying to reclaim that position. The dynamic between Tenkamen in 704 and Just Jazik is heating up as they race for P3. The Vin XD and Famaka are neck and neck for the lead, with the Nissan Skyline GTR R32 putting up a strong fight against the Ford Mustang. Both drivers are pushing hard as they navigate the track. In the midfield, Polo Kostanin has made a significant move, climbing up to 17 after overtaking Graninjeb from Team Also No Name Racing. The battle between Polo Kostanin and Graninjeb is heating up, with Paolo in the Porsche 911 Carrera RSSR 3.8 and Graninjeb driving the Porsche 968 Turbo RC. They're closely matched as they jockey for position. Simple Markers and Sir Ironbot have successfully closed the gap to Lacrosse on 1980 by 28.9 seconds, indicating a strong challenge ahead. Meanwhile, Gary No Name is gaining on HU on 1792 from Team Blue Star, reducing their distance by 2 seconds. Over in another battle, Serious Guy from Team No Name Racing is also catching up to Duff Dad, closing in by another 2 seconds. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers intensify their efforts. Koki Benanati and Diego Nascarati 6 have effectively decreased the gap to the leader by 2.4 seconds, showing impressive pace. As they approach turn 5, Koki by Nini makes a move on Diego Nascarati 6, attempting to take the inside line. They are neck and neck heading into the corner, but Assetto 86 holds his ground, maintaining position. Meanwhile, the leader is under pressure as both pursuers are gaining momentum on the straights. The dynamics of this race are intensifying as we approach the halfway mark. Suzanne Greenberg is currently in third place, making significant progress by reducing the gap to Captain Potato in second position by 2 seconds. This movement indicates a potential overtaking opportunity if Suzanne maintains this pace. Meanwhile, Captain Potato appears to be holding steady, but with that gap closing, tension may build in the next few laps as they head into the upcoming turns. Cocubanity and Assetto 86 are engaged in a close battle for 7th place. They are trading positions with some aggressive maneuvers. Meanwhile, Amphicraby has successfully overtaken Short TA and has moved up to 10th place. The race dynamics are tightening as drivers push their limits. Katsushok and Maya have successfully moved up to P12, executing clean overtakes on both Feds and John 7. Meanwhile, Green and Jeb from Team Also No Name Racing has advanced to 15 by overtaking New Texum. The race dynamics are shifting as drivers scramble for better positions. Jazik has successfully overtaken Tankamin in 704, securing the 3rd position. Meanwhile, there is an intense battle for 7th place between Feeman, Cocubanity, and Assetto 86, all jockeying for position. Coed 3 has made progress as well, moving up to 16 after overtaking Gren and Jeb. Silver Gaming has successfully moved into 17, overtaking Gren and Jeb from Team Also No Name Racing. Meanwhile, Suzanne Greenberg and Amy have climbed to P33 after overtaking Captain Potato. The battle for P33 remains intense, with Suzanne and Amy piloting a Maserati Ghibli, while Captain Potato in the Mercedes-Benz 190 Evo the Sucker 2. Baker Gironi and Nokambokam have significantly reduced the gap to Captain Potato, now trailing by just 2 free seconds. Both cars are showing impressive speed, particularly Baker Gironi, who seems to be gaining on Nokambokam as well. It's shaping up to be a competitive battle for position as they approach the next corner. Captain Potato will need to defend carefully to maintain that lead. Just Jezek has successfully overtaken Tenkamini 704 to take the third position. Meanwhile, Kazushuk and Maya have both advanced to P11, passing Shorty T. The battle for P11 is heating up as Kazushuk and Maya, in their Toyota Celica, are closely contesting with Shorty T in the Nissan Skyline GTR R32. Tomoka in the Ford Mustang is currently battling for first position against the Vinix D driving the Nissan Skyline GTR R32 Tour. Both cars are closely matched, with Famaka trying to find a way to maintain the lead. Neo Texum has advanced to 14 after successfully overtaking both Feds and EU's Johnsevin. Silvoke Gaming has also made progress, moving up to 16 by overtaking Hugrid 3. The race dynamics are shifting as these drivers continue to push their limits. ISI 1212 has made significant progress, now in P8 after successfully overtaking both Kokibaninity and Diagonascar 86. Silvoke Gaming has also gained ground, advancing to 15 by passing Feds and UU Johnsevin. Meanwhile, Obelixamax is narrowing the distance to Paula Costanin, reducing the gap to 2.2 seconds. Hugot 3 has successfully moved up to 15, after overtaking Silver B Gaming. This maneuver was executed on the inside of turn 4, showcasing excellent acceleration out of the corner. Silver B Gaming is now in 16, adjusting strategies as the race continues. Tenkaminen 704 has successfully moved into Pfau after executing a clean overtake on A2 on 1792. The battle for P18 is heating up, with Greninja in the Porsche 968 Turbo Rs closely contesting against Paula Costani, who is piloting the Porsche 911 Carrera RSF 3.8. Both drivers are maintaining competitive speeds as they jockey for position. Gary No Name has successfully moved up to 5, executing a clean overtake on A2 on 1792. From Team Blue Star, the maneuver looked precise as Gary took advantage of the inside line at turn 4. A2 on the 1792 now sits in 6, trying to regroup and maintain pressure behind. The race dynamics are shifting as we see some aggressive driving from both teams. Aetion 1792 from Team Blue Star has successfully moved up to 5, executing a clean overtake on Gary, no name. The battle between these two drivers is intense, with Aetion 1792 in the Ford Sierra RS500 and Gary, no name, in the Nissan Skyline GT or R32. Meanwhile, Feds and Eujon 7 have advanced to 16 after overtaking Silver P Gaming. The race dynamics are shifting as cars jockey for position. Tenka in 704 has successfully moved into P2, executing an overtake on the Vin XD2i. The battle for P2 is heating up between these two cars, with Tenka in 704 in the Ford Sierra RS500 and Vin XD in the Nissan Skyline GTR R32. The dynamics are intensifying as they jockey for position. Tenka in 704 appears to have the edge in cornering speed, while Vin XD is trying to close the gap on the straights. Marquez is now just 30.3 seconds behind Le Croissant 1980, significantly narrowing the gap. Gary No Name has successfully overtaken Jazig, climbing to Fowler. Meanwhile, the man from Team Quark Express has also made progress, moving into 6 after passing IC 1212. The race dynamics are shifting with these recent overtakes. The Vin XD has encountered issues, dropping back 11 positions to 17. Gary No Name is also experiencing difficulties, falling back 9 spots to P18. Meanwhile, the man is facing challenges, slipping down 11 positions to P19. The race dynamics are shifting as these cars struggle to maintain their pace. Hey Mriddy SV. Welcome back to the pit stop. We've missed you zooming around here. Buckle up, it's race time. Racing car dashing away. Tenkamen in 7.4 has significantly decreased the gap to Famaka, now only 2.6 seconds separating them. In the fight for 4th place, Ision 1212 in the Ford Mustang is closely contesting with Aetion 1792, driving the Ford Sierra RS500. The two are exchanging positions, showcasing some tactical maneuvering as they push for the lead in that battle. Hey there, Shipbroman. Automobile dashing away, welcome back to the racing madness. Get ready for some high-speed AI shenanigans. And let's cheer on our racing robots. Checkered flag party popper. Kokubininity and Diaganaska 86 have encountered issues, dropping back to P19, losing 9 positions. Aetion 1792 has successfully made an overtaking maneuver on Isyoman 1212 and moved up to P3. The battle for P3 is now heating up between Aetion 1792 in the Ford Sierra RS 500 and 1200 and Phil 112 in the Ford Mustang, showcasing competitive driving between the two quills. Target 3 has made significant progress, overtaking 5 cars and advancing to 6. Meanwhile, Silver Bagni mirrors that success, also overtaking 5 cars to secure P8. In contrast, Amphikrabi is experiencing difficulties on the track, and has dropped 8 positions, now sitting at 13. Silver Gaming has successfully moved into P8, overtaking New Texum in the process. The battle for that position is intensifying, with Silver B Gaming piloting a Ford Sierra RS 500, while New Texum is driving a Porsche 911 Carrera RSS 3.8. The two cars are closely matched, and it looks like they will continue to jockey for position as the race progresses. Aetion 1792 has taken the lead, now positioned in pole after successfully overtaking Famaka. Dakdechun Famaka, Kazishuk and Maya have both advanced to P3, executing a clean overtake on Tenkamane 7-4. Meanwhile, Amundsen from Team Nafgumkings has moved up to 6, overtaking Huggard 3. All cars are maintaining strong pace as they continue to jockey for position. Silver Gaming has made a strong move, advancing to 7 after successfully overtaking both Feds and used John 7. Shorter Tree is also on the rise, now positioned at P19 following an overtake of a Truvern. Meanwhile, Atruvern has managed to gain a place as well, moving up to P20 by passing Hugh 3. The dynamics in the midfield are shifting rapidly as drivers jockey for position. Aetion 1792 has encountered issues, dropping from their previous position down to P13, losing a total of 12 spots. Silvat Gaming is also struggling, slipping back 7 positions to 15. Meanwhile, Kazashuk and Maya have successfully overtaken Famaka, now securing the top 2 spots in Pone and P2 respectively. The race dynamics are shifting as these positions change rapidly. Woohoo! Big shootout to win Serious Guy for the 100 bits. You're fueling the stream with your generosity. Automobile dashing away. Thanks for being awesome. Cydrek from Team Live for Speed has made significant progress, reducing the gap to Obelix Armex by 19.1 seconds. Meanwhile, a close battle is unfolding between Greninja in the Porsche 968 Turbo Rs and the Vinix D in the Nissan Skyline GTR R32 for 8th place. The race dynamics are tightening as these drivers push their limits. A big shootout to our mysterious anonymous user. Thank you for subscribing and supporting the stream. You like the stealthy racer in our AI car lineup? Racing car dashing away. Every bit helps us keep the engines roaring. And we appreciate you. Let's get back to the race. Party popper. Neotexum has encountered issues, dropping to P18 after a setback of 13 positions. Lacrosan 1980 from Team Blast is making significant progress, closing the gap on 7.27 by 38.4 seconds. Feds and EU's John 7 have successfully moved up into 5, overtaking Polycostanine from Team Blue Star in the process. Haha, love the energy. That 38% level 1 sounds like a solid start. We're all just here for the laughs and some epic racing action. What do you guys think about the current standings? The race has seen some significant shifts. Polycostanine is struggling, and has dropped back 9 positions, now sitting in 15. Famaka is making impressive progress, closing the gap on Kazashuk and Maya by 2.5 seconds. Meanwhile, Greninja has successfully moved up to 6th after overtaking Vinix D Dial. The dynamics continue to change rapidly as the race unfolds. Wow, thank you so much, Serious Guy. Party popper, that's 200 bits of pure awesomeness. You're making my day brighter than those neon race car lights. Keep that cheering going. Racing car dashing away. H-Riven has significantly reduced the gap to Polycostanine by 28 seconds, indicating a strong pace. Aminsan is also making progress, narrowing the distance to both Kazashuk and Maya by 2.2 seconds. Meanwhile, the Vinix D has advanced to 6 after successfully overtaking Greninja. Aminan has encountered issues, dropping from P2 to P8, losing a total of 6 positions. Theds and John 7 are also struggling, now down to P19 after a 6-position drop. In contrast, 10 coming in 704 has made a significant move, advancing to P2 after successfully overtaking Phoenix D. The dynamics in the midfield are shifting rapidly as we approach the next segment of the race. Amingzhan has made a significant move now in pole after overtaking 17 cars in quick succession. Theds and John 7 are actively closing the gap on Paula Costanin, reducing the distance by 28.2 seconds. Amingzhan has also managed to overtake Famaka, solidifying their position at the front of the pack. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly as these drivers push their limits. Jostic has successfully moved up to P9, executing a clean overtake on H1 1792. The maneuver was precise, showcasing excellent timing and positioning. H1 1792 drops down to P10 as a result. The race continues to heat up with this shift in positions. Currently, Okayoki 3 is in P23, after successfully overtaking Komodo 3. The maneuver appears to have been executed on the inside line heading into turn 5. This advancement adds to Okayoki 3's momentum as they continue to push through the pack. The gap to the next car ahead is approximately 1.2 seconds. Gary No Name has successfully moved up to 6 after an impressive overtake. Just Jadazik and Ationa 1792 are locked in a close battle for P9, with both cars showing strong defensive and offensive maneuvers. Meanwhile, Yamthakrabi is making significant progress, closing the gap to Ation 1792 by 2.3 seconds, indicating a potential challenge for that position soon. Koki Benenati and Diagonascaridi 6 are making significant progress, reducing the gap to Gary No Name from team. Also No Name racing by 2.4 seconds. This could lead to an overtake shortly if they maintain this pace. Meanwhile, there's a tight contest for 13 between New Texan from Team Afghan Kings in the Porsche 911, Carrera RSSR 3.8, and Kazashuk and Maya in the Toyota Celica. Both cars are closely matched, with neither willing to give an inch as they navigate through the corners. The pressure is on as they battle for position. Issy 1212 has gained ground, now holding P3 after successfully overtaking Tankmini 704. Aetion 1792 has advanced to Pate, having passed both Kokibininity and Diagonascar 86. Meanwhile, Paulo Costanin is up to 17, overtaking Feds and Eugen 7 in the process. The competition is tightening as drivers jockey for position. Aminon has dropped to P29 after losing 7 positions, indicating some significant trouble for the car. Zabini 27 is gaining ground rapidly, with a gap closure of 587.5 seconds towards Amundsen. Meanwhile, the man has successfully overtaken AT1 1792, moving up to 6 and showcasing an impressive performance from the driver. Currently, Grenenjib has indeed fallen back to 15, after experiencing some difficulties, losing a total of 10 positions. Captain Potato is gaining on Amundsen, with the gap now down to 574.6 seconds, indicating a significant push forward. Meanwhile, Aetion 1792, from Team Blue Star, has successfully moved up to 5 after overtaking the man, showcasing strong performance and strategy in the race. Feds and Eugen 7 have successfully moved up to 16, after overtaking Paulo Costanin. Meanwhile, Amundsen is making significant progress, closing the gap to Lacroixon 1980 by 2.9 seconds as they approach the next corner. The race is tightening up in these midfield positions. The Vinix D in the Nissan Skyline, DTR 32, and Issy 1212 in the Ford Mustang are neck and neck, pushing hard for that second position. The Skyline is showing impressive cornering speed, while the Mustang is trying to leverage its horsepower on the straights. Meanwhile, Koki Benenity, Diagonascar 86, and Gary No Name are engaged in a fierce battle for 7th place. All 3 cars are closely matched, with Koki Benenity attempting an inside line on Diagonascar 86 as they head into the next turn. There's minimal space between them as they navigate this section of the track. It's a tight race across multiple positions. Silver Gaming has successfully moved up to 14 after overtaking Neo Texan. Meanwhile, Amundsen is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Lacroixon 1980 by 2.8 seconds. The dynamics are shifting as these drivers push for better positions on the track. The Man, Kokibaninity, and Diaganasker 86 are locked in a tight battle for 6th position. The Man is currently ahead, maintaining a narrow lead as they approach the first turn. Kokibaninity is right on his tail, attempting to capitalize on any mistakes. Diaganasker 86 is not far behind, looking for an opportunity to squeeze past either of them. The tension is palpable as they navigate through the corners, with Kokibaninity making a move on the inside. They've swapped positions briefly, but the Man fights back, reclaiming 6. Diaganasker 86 is now looking to take advantage of this skirmish. The dynamics are shifting rapidly as they head into the next straight. The Phoenix D in the Nissan Skyline, JTR R32, and ISI 1012 in the Ford Mustang are locked in a tight battle for P2, with both cars trading positions in the corners. Sabina 27 has made progress, moving up to P28 after overtaking OKO P3. Meanwhile, Amundsen is gaining on Lacroixon 1980, reducing the gap by 2.6 seconds as they approach the next section of the track. Phoenix D has taken the lead, moving into pole after overtaking Famaka. ISI 1212 in the Ford Mustang is currently engaged in a tight battle for P3, with Tankamin 7 Hole, who is driving the Ford Sierra RS 500. The gap is narrow as both drivers are pushing hard. Meanwhile, Iam the Krabby is gaining on Kokibaninity and Diaganasker 86, reducing the gap by 2.2 seconds. ISI 1212 has successfully moved into P2, executing an overtake on Famaka. Meanwhile, there's a close battle for P3 between Fafamaka and the Ford Mustang, and Tamkamin 7. All 4 in the Ford Sierra RS 500, with both cars exchanging positions frequently. In addition, the Man is steadily reducing the gap to Aitona 1792, now sitting at 2.1 seconds. Famaka has successfully moved into P2 after overtaking ISI 1212. Amundsen is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Lacroixon 1980 by 2.9 seconds. Simpler Markers and Sir Ironbot have advanced to P32, overtaking Captain Potato from Team Racing Potatoes. Polokostanine and Grenenjeb are locked in a close battle for 17, with Polokostanine in the Porsche 911 Carrera RS at 3.8 and Grenenjeb in the Porsche 968 Turbo RS SE. They are trading positions on the track, showcasing tight racing lines. Meanwhile, Obelix Max has successfully moved up to P19, executing a clean overtake on Itrivern. The race dynamics continue to shift as drivers push for better positions. Temp remaining 704 has executed a clean overtake on issue 1012-12, securing the P3 position. Meanwhile, Polokostanin and Obelix Max are locked in a tight battle for P10, with Polokostanin piloting a Porsche 911 Carrera RS 3.8 against Obelix Max in a Ford Sierra RS 500. In another close contest, Electromary vying for P23 against Wazirius Guy, who is driving a Ford Mustang while Electromary is behind the wheel of a WM3. Positions are shifting as these drivers push their limits. Obelix Max and Polokostanin are currently locked in a tight battle for 18th place, with Obelix Max in the Ford Sierra RS 500 and Polokostanin driving the Porsche 911 Carrera RSSR 3.8. Electrivern is making significant progress, reducing the gap to Polokostanin by 3 seconds, indicating a potential challenge for that position soon. Meanwhile, Aminsan is also closing in on Lacrosom 1980. Bringing the gap down by 2.4 seconds, which could lead to an overtaking opportunity if the pace continues. ISI 1212 has successfully moved up to P3, executing a clean overtake on Tenkaminin 7-4. Meanwhile, the battle for P19 is heating up between Polokostanin in a Porsche 911 Carrera RSSR 3.8 and Electrivern in a Mitsubishi Starion, with both drivers closely vying for position. Shorter Red and Hugo 3 are engaged in a tight battle for 11th place. Shorter E, in the Nissan Skyline, Jet TR R32, is making aggressive moves to overtake Hugo 3, who is currently piloting the Ford Mustang. As they approach the first turn, Short AE pulls alongside, utilizing the Skyline's superior handling. Hugo 3 responds by defending the inside line, but Short TT manages to squeeze ahead on the exit, taking advantage of the Skyline's power. They enter the next straight nearly side by side, with Hugo 3 looking to reclaim the position. The Mustang accelerates hard, but Shorty E maintains the lead as they approach the next corner. The battle continues to be close, with both drivers pushing their limits and trying to outmaneuver each other. Just Jerzik is now 5.9 seconds behind BinXD, showing impressive speed as he closes the gap. AC1212 has successfully overtaken Tenkaman 700 and has moved into P22. Meanwhile, Tenkaman 704 has responded by overtaking AT11792, reclaiming P3 toy. The race dynamics are shifting rapidly as positions change hands. Sidereg is currently in second position, but Duff Dad is making significant progress, reducing the gap to 2.1 seconds. As they navigate through the hairpin turn, Duff Dad's cornering appears sharper, which could set him up for an overtaking opportunity on the next straight. Meanwhile, the rest of the pack is maintaining their positions, but there may be a chance for a shift in dynamics soon if Duff Dad continues this pace. The current standings show that the driver in 13 has experienced significant issues, dropping back 7 positions. Meanwhile, Gary No Name is also struggling, having fallen to 15, also a drop of 7 spots. In contrast, Koki Benignity and Diego Nascar 86 have made impressive moves, advancing to 7 after successfully overtaking Eav the Krabby. The race dynamics remain tight as cars jostle for position. Aminsond is rapidly closing the gap on Electric Mary from Team Cork Express, reducing it by 26.3 seconds. AC1212 has successfully overtaken Tenkaman 704 to secure P222. Meanwhile, Silver Bee Gaming has advanced to P11 after overtaking Neotexum. Neotexum has successfully moved up to P11, executing a clean overtake on Silver Bee Gaming. The battle for P11 continues as both drivers maintain close proximity. Neotexum is behind the wheel of a Porsche 911 Carrera RS at 3.8, while Silver Bee Gaming is in a Ford Sierra RS 500. The tension between these two competitors is palpable as they race closely together, vying for that crucial position. Isiano 1212 has advanced to P2 after a successful overtake on Tanker Menon 704. Meanwhile, Phoenix D is actively reducing the gap to leader Ationa 1792 by 2 seconds, indicating a strong push for the top spot. In P11, Neotexum in the Porsche 911, Carrera Arisa 3.8, is engaged in a close contest with Silver P Gaming, who is driving the Ford Sierra RS 500. The battle for P11 continues to intensify as both drivers jockey for position.